What is going on, everyone? My name is Mewtwo Fan Nate, and I'm going to be your coach of the New York Noibats for this season of the XBL, the Extreme Battle League. Now, if you guys have not seen the draft analysis, I will leave a link to that in the description of this video. And currently, as of right now, I have not recorded that yet, but it'll be up before this one goes up, so you guys can check that out. That'd be cool. My opponent for this week is Grizlocke of the Boston Silk Scarves. So he's a really cool dude. Make sure you guys go check out his link in the description of this video as well. I have known him for quite some time. It's been about like a year and a half. I haven't really talked to him that much, but he's definitely a cool guy. He was in the league that I was in, like my first league that I was in, the PGL. So definitely a cool guy. Gonna be kind of interesting because I haven't battled him before, even though we were in a league we didn't get to play. So the team that he has was not drafted by him. It was drafted by T-Train, who is no longer pursuing YouTube. Excuse me. So, as much as I'm going to miss T-Train, I'm happy that I'm not going to be playing against him because T-Train is a very scary opponent. Although he did draft a very scary team. So, if you guys can take a look at both of the teams on the screen down below over there, you guys can see that I have a Kyurem Black, Tapu Bulu, Victini, Galvantula. I have the Silvally, Donphan, Quillfish, Cobalion, Misdreavus. I have the Wigglytuff and the Malamar. And the team that Grizlocke has, he has a Speed Boost Blaziken, he has Latios, Toxapex, Florges, he has the Pumpkin thing, he has the Electabuzz, Porygon 2, Doublade, Sandslash, Volibee, Alolan, Vulpix, and then the Volbeat. So, pretty much, what I first noticed about his team is that the Blaziken with Speed Boost is absolutely terrifying. There's like, it's really hard for me to deal with. So, pretty much, the thought out course of me trying to deal with it is I need some priorities. So I have my Spikerfoosh, the Quillfish with Curse and Aqua Jet, because Aqua Jet does let me hit it for some priority. It's stab, and it's pretty nice because it is super effective. So the combination of Curse lets me boost my defense while simultaneously also boosting my my attack. So defense and attack are boosted. I dropped my speed, but it's okay because I do have priority Aqua Jet, so I'm always going to go first, so I don't have to worry about how many speed boosts it gets up. The Poison Jab is nice because he does have a Florges on the team, and then the Pain Split is just to recover some health, because if I'm going for Curses, I'm probably going to be taking a hit or two, and I can get some health back, so that's kind of cool. Now, we're running the Black Sludge this week because, you know, any extra health that I can get is much appreciated. Pretty much the EV spread for this guy is going to let me eat Earthquakes from the Blaziken. As if it's life, I believe if it's from a life or Blaziken, I believe that's what I calced. If I remember, I built this team like really late with like no thought into it, to be honest, because I've just been really busy. So, you know, final couple weeks of the semester. So, and this is just for fun anyway, so it's not like super complicated. As you guys will see with like the rest of my mods, the 244 is pretty much just like his max HP as much as I can get without having an even number of HP. You want to have that odd number of HP so you can come in on hazards more often. The attack is just pretty much whatever is left over that I didn't put into defense. The defense was needed to live those Earthquakes, like I was saying, and then we have a little bit of into speed and Spadef, because, you know, speed just in case something tries to speed creep me, and then Spadef, whatever's left over. You know, you want to give a little love to everything. You know. Okay, so the next mod that we have is Tickles, the Wigglytuff. Now, I want to have some fun, so I'm deciding to bring Wigglytuff, and it is a nice competitive baiting Pokemon. So, you know, like, if something's going for Defog, I can switch this in and get a +2 in special attack, so that's pretty cool. And that it has really good coverage. Pretty much I hit everything on his team for either neutral or super effective damage. We got Dazzling Gleam, Fire Blast, Focus Blast, and Psychic. The combination of that hits literally everything on the team. The Assault Vest with the Calm Nature max Spadef is enough to let me take hits from pretty much anything that a Latios would want to do to me. And as long as it's not a physical Latios. If it's a physical Latios, then I'm in trouble. But as long as it's a special attacking Latios, then this set is amazing. And it's fun regardless, you know, it's competitive, it's a Wigglytuff, it's like PU, we're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be good for thumbnails, it's shiny, its name is Tickles, you know, like what's not to love. So the next Mon, it's a little bit more serious, a little bit more standard, but I enjoy it. Now it's actually nicknamed because this is the same nickname that 6-Foot Hacks had on his Victini, the Vincente. I enjoy this nickname a lot. I think it's really cool, it's very scary, it's really intimidating, it's like boom, it's like, you know, just that pressure, you know, like you hear Vincente and you're just like you're shooketh, you know. You got Psychic, Blue Flare, Energy Ball, and U-Turn. This is pretty much just very standard: max speed, max special attack, 4 and Spadef. Just coverage to hit majority of his team, break through some of the walls. You drop in Victini, you're looking a little scary. Now we also have the standard Victory Star ability. And I wanted to make sure I had Victini on this team because Victory Star, while it doesn't seem like it does you know, too much, but you know, has the accuracy multiplied 1.1, and we are running Focus Blast and Fire Blast, so that's gonna come in handy. And with that being said, I think though that aspect pairs pretty well because you can run higher base moves that have lower accuracy with the team. With Victini on it, so I think that's kind of nice. Now, pretty much very standard, very simple. We're gonna not spend too much time on that. So we're gonna go into the Webberoni, the Galvantula. We got Sticky Web, Volt Switch, Bug Buzz, and Energy Ball. Pretty much just a very standard Focus Sash kind of set. I didn't want to go too crazy with speed creeping because, I mean, it does have that Latios if he decides to run like Modest or anything crazy like that, or anything. I want to make sure that I have the max speed, so whatever he might try to do with speed creeping, I might be able to outspeed him. So we have the Energy Ball just for coverage against that Sand Slash, and then the Bug Buzz is because I wanted to make sure that I can hit the Electabuzz for decent damage. Now I could have ran Hidden Power Ground or something like that, but it does like the same, but it does the same amount to Electabuzz. But a Bug Buzz also goes through Substitute, so I figured that was probably the better option on the team. So moving on, we have the I'm back, the Tapu Bulu. Tapu Bulu is just named that because I had it in the last league I was in, the P4G, and this set is just going to let me outspeed the next slowest thing on his team, which I believe was maybe it was the Alolan Vulpix. I think it was like the Alolan Vulpix base 65 or base 75. So we have enough speed to outspeed a max speed Alolan Vulpix. Not that I'm like fearful of it, where I gotta, you know, be afraid, but you know, I figured it was not a bad idea since it could hit me with like stab ice moves and whatnot. So we have Wood Hammer, Nature's Madness, Leech Seed, and Substitute. Nature's Madness is pretty nice because the standard switch into to my Tapu Bulu is most likely going to be that Dew Blade, and if we can just get a solid 50% damage on that, it sounds pretty good to me. And because it doesn't really take into account any kind of like damage, like, you know, any kind of like special, like, it doesn't take into account damage calculation. It's always just going to do 50%, and I believe it's got 90% accuracy, so it's not that bad. So when it doesn't, Dew Blade doesn't have like a reliable recovery. It's just fat, you know. It's not like a wall where it can kind of like sit there and just stay there, you know, where it can constantly recover and things like that. So Nature's Madness getting 50% on that is going to be huge. Wood Hammer obviously just hits everything so hard, and he has a Toxapex in it too, it KOs it, so that's kind of cool. Leech Seed is because, you know, you want that nice leftover recovery as well as in addition to your Grassy Surge and your leftovers, so you're just sitting on there looking, you know, sitting there looking healthy, which is pretty much the whole purpose of this set. Just, you know, it's not going to be like sweeping through his team, but, you know, it's got, gonna weaken some of his thicker mons with the Nature's Madness. Maybe hit a Toxapex with a Wood Hammer or two. Leech Seed up for some health, and then if I need to not predict, or if I'm scared, I can just go for sub, and then scout stuff out. So that's what I'm gonna be doing with that. And the last mon on this team is going to be Donphan, Miami. Shout out to Kyle A and the Miami Don fans. I am rocking a Lumberry set this week with Sturdy, with Stealth Rock, Rapid Spin, High Horsepower, and Knockoff. Knockoff is going to be really huge this week because he does have 2 Eviolite Mons, and then, actually, no, 3 Eviolite Mons that you would want to use specifically, and you can't really count a Alolan Vulpix, I believe, because I think it's just too thin anyway, you know, it's not thick. So the high horsepower on this mon is because we want to not hinder our earth, like a potential stab ground move, because, you know, I don't want to run Earthquake if it's going to be weaker than high horsepower in the terrain. So I'm running high horsepower because it's base 95 power and it is base 95 accurate. So it's not as good as Earthquake, but in terms of the terrain, like having grassy terrain up, is much better to have high horsepower over Earthquake. And this set is very simple, just max HP, max attack. It's really just to get up some Stealth Rocks and maybe hit a knockoff on something, get rid of an item of some sort. So I think that's going to be where it's most useful. If I have to get rid of some hazards, I have Rapid Spin. I haven't really used Donphan ever, so I don't know how well it's going to work. haven't used pretty much every single one of these mons aside from Tapu Bulu, so it's going to be kind of a learning experience. You know, I don't expect to, you know, win my first game at all, but just trying to have some fun, you know, get some views, and you know, maybe get a W. We'll try. We're just going to try to have fun. I'm not expecting it, but we'll see. So that's going to be the team builder for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you tomorrow for the battle. Yeah, tomorrow. Peace.